Good afternoon, all. Uh, so Priya Sawant is with us. Hello, welcome, ma'am. Welcome all of you to this event of AcademicBridge on soft skills. So Mrs. Priya Sawant is an educationist, psychologist, social activist, and a professional motivational speaker. She is an honorary advisor to Sports Academy Association of India. She has been awarded with many awards, including Indian Women Convention Women Achievers Award for Excellence in Inspirational Workshops for Healthy Mindset. And she's also a recipient of the Humanity Award by AR Foundation, Women Leader Award by UBS Transformers, Women Excellence Award India at Punjabi University, Patiala, Golden Indian Award by Healing Urja Foundation, मैं हूँ बेटी अवार्ड इंटरनेशनल वंडर वुमेन अवार्ड ऑफ एलीट क्लब Humanity Achievers Award and Super Achievers Award 1718 by Mission News Television, etc. She is an excellent orator, avid learner, and holds master's degree in analytical chemistry, industrial psychology, as well as clinical psychology. She is alumnus of Department of Management Studies, IIT Delhi. She is advisor, a consultant to several NGOs. She is life mentor. She is motivational speaker, and above all, she is very dynamic, optimistic, and multifaceted person. She works with many international institutions and organizations, corporate institutions and organizations in various capacities, and also takes so many programs on the capacity building programs. She is also committed academician, and she was principal of Horizon School in Pune. So I think that with such a luminary among us, we all would be very well benefited by her speech. And therefore, I request Priya Sawant ma'am to uh, kindly come on the camera and uh, enlighten us with with her webinar session on soft skills to the students and professionals among us. We welcome all of you from the Academic Bridge. Kindly stay unmuted during the webinar. You can send your questions in the chat form, and later on there would be a question answer session. The session would be of 1 and 15 minutes. So kindly unmute yourself and enjoy the session. So I would now request Priya Sawant ma'am to speak up. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. And it's my proud privilege to be here amongst you all. And in the morning only, I received the message from Ashish that we have the participants from all over the world. So that kind of boosted my morale. And, I was also looking forward. Initially, I thought it's going to be just the college students. So I hope we will have a wonderful session. Rather, it will be a interactive session. So I welcome you all to this wonderful journey of soft skills. Now, soft skills, they are very, very essential skills. As each one of us are fully aware that technical skills are the skills which might be helpful to get you the job. But thereafter, the soft skills are the essential tool which takes you up and high up to the success ladder. So I can see there are various participants. I can see one name reflecting on my screen of Mr. Pratik Goel. So I would like to ask him, what are the skills required for being successful in life? What do you think it is must to be able to succeed in life? Anybody?
Interacting with people.
Okay. Then, okay, Pratik said interacting with people. Yes, we
No,
are.
ma'am, Webber said.
Vaibhav said so. Okay, Vaibhav Jain. Thank you so much. I saw Pratik unmuted, so I took his name, but it was Vaibhav who gave the answer, and I really appreciate Vaibhav for being participative in this session. I would appreciate if each one of you try to, interact
Ma'am,
because that
confidence. Ma'am, confidence.
confidence. Then somebody said, uh, hard work and patience. Somebody is saying leadership
Teamwork.
skill, teamwork.
Effective
Yes,
communication.
communication is a must. Yes. So these are the skills which we feel they are essential for succeeding in life. So when we prepare our child from the very beginning to be able to face the life battles. So initially, what we start is we try to groom the individual, we try to train the individual on the academics, then we try to groom him in behavior on ethical value, which he take it from the family when he's a small. As you grow, then you become aware about physical fitness, and then of course being in the society, you have to learn and adopt the social skills as well. So these are the individual skills which take you to the beginning of your life success journey. That is, you try to find out the job in corporate, or maybe you want to start some business. So you want, as you grow in life after graduation or having certain skills, you want to have money, fame, name, etc. And that is what many people define the success as. So when you get into corporate world, there are certain skills, not only in the corporate world, when you enter the business world, also. Okay, Pratik, that's okay. Pratik is saying my mic was not working. It's absolutely okay. So when you enter the corporate world, so that time the skills which are required are totally different, because you are entering into the world which is different from the world which you have grown up all these years. Now this is the world where you need to apply the practicality of your knowledge which you have earned. So in the corporate training, you will be essentially you'll be requiring the hard skill, which are the academic skills which are earned throughout your life, throughout your through one phase of your life, and that will make your entry into the corporate world. And later on, you will, you know, try to groom yourself, and you, each and everybody of us want that. I had to climb the success ladder. So soft skills are nothing but the intrapersonal and interpersonal behaviors that will develop and maximize the human performance. So, in a nutshell, soft skills are very, very essential skills. Just now, many of you have named few. So, there is, as such, no dictionary definition of soft skills. So there are so many skills you need to develop, which are not as per by any rule book, but you have to exhibit them as and when the need occurs, as and when the situation occurs. So basically, the soft skills, they are the people skills. So when you go to the industry, Somebody has rightfully said communication skills are
हाँ
important. Yes, the industry.
हाँ
Somebody's mic. Can you please unmute your
पैसा
mic,
वैसा
please?
और जो केस दिए हैं वो
So, industry requires that you should have good oral skill, good written communication skill. You should have critical thinking ability, problem solving. So same, all sort of skills industry requires. They are when people are hiring you for such a job. Besides your academic skills, they are looking for all these skills. So soft skills exactly मतलब क्या है? क्या ये learnable है या they are you are somebody is blessed with those skills? No. When we say soft skill development, skills can always be learned and inculcated. मैं एक छोटी सी स्टोरी बताती हूँ आपको. दो लकड़हरे थे. हमने बचपन में लकड़हरे की स्टोरी सुनी है. तो दो लकड़हरे थे. एक बार वो बनिया के पास गए और बनिया ने कहा कि आप जितनी लकड़ी काटोगे, ये मेरा कोर्टयार्ड है, यहाँ पे लकड़ियां पड़ी हुई है, तो जितनी लकड़ी आप काटोगे आपको उतना पैसा मिलेगा. एक जो लकड़हारा था उसने एकदम से शुरुआत करी. सुबह सुबह 9 बजे का टाइम था. उसने कहा कि मुझे तो पैसों की जरूरत है. ओके. सुप्रिया, I'm so sorry. I think English, everybody is comfortable. Okay. So I was narrating a story of woodcutter and a wood sailor. So the shopkeeper, the person, he tells them, he whenever that you have to cut the wood, you have to cut the wood, and uh, you will get the amount in proportion to the amount of the quantity of wood that has been cut. So one person, one woodcutter, he started immediately, whereas the second person, the second woodcutter, he started his work late, little late. So the first person was very happy. He thought it's me who's going to get more money than the other person. But at the end of the day, it was very surprising. The person who has started his work late, he got more money. Can Supriya tell me what would have been what would have happened? So the other person who started to work late and he got more money. Anybody?
Hello,
Yeah.
Hello.
this is Kushali Shah, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, Kushali.
Yeah, ma'am, I think the person who started late would have done more smart work rather than the hard work.
Yes, indeed. He did more smart work than the hard work. But what it was, what it could have been,
Because of his skills.
what skill he must have applied.
Yeah.
What he did was he simply utilized his time in sharpening his axe. And that is the reason, yes, that is the reason it increases efficiency. The person who started immediately, by end of the day, is sharp, the axe was not that sharp. And because of that, resulted in slight decrease in the performance by end of the day. Whereas the person who sharpened his axe, he was able to cut more wood in little time as compared to the first one. So the soft skills are like that only. Everybody has. But the reason for such kind of seminars, such kinds of webinar is to realize the importance of soft skills and to sharpen your soft skill, which will increase your efficiency and the performance. So soft skills are nothing but the skills that a person should possess in order to face the life's daily challenges successfully and positively. He should be able to adapt to it. So as I told you, there's a major difference between hard skill and soft skill is that the hard skills are the technical abilities or the skill set which will, it can be your proficiency in a foreign language, it can be a degree certificate, it can be your typing speed, it can be your machine operation skills, it can be your computer programming skills. So like that. Whereas soft skills, they are also known as people skills. So from the beginning only some we are discussing that he, these are nothing but the people skills. So that means we will be talking about interpersonal skills, communication skills, flexibility in behavior, and teamwork and time management. And there are so many others also, but we will try to cover as many as possible in this given time. So if you want to really enhance your soft skills, you have to sharpen your thinking skills, your social skills, and your emotional skills. So you can just think about these three letters, that is T, S, and E. So T stands for thinking skills. What इसमें क्या क्या आ जाता है? Creative skills, critical thinking, and then problem solving, decision making. These skills you must put efforts to increase the thinking skills. And then next is S. I told you the letter S. S is nothing but the social skills. So social skills में क्या क्या आएगा? Communication skills, interpersonal skill and empathy. एक एक हम लोग बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. और तीसरा तीसरा लेटर मैंने कहा था E. E stands for emotional skills. You have to, learn to balance your emotions. You have to cope up. You have to learn to cope up with your emotion. You have to learn to know your own emotions. That means you have to, analyze your self behavior. So, in this emotional skills, self-aware, and then coping up with the stress and coping up with your emotions and emotions of others. So we will start. So how soft skills work? The strategy is you have to, you know, you must have heard about the smart goal. So when you're learning the smart skills, even you have to apply this strategy. That is, you will have to learn the skills which are required as per your goal. So it should be specific, and then it should be measurable, smart goals. It should be achievable. It should be, rewardable, and then within the given time frame. So that is T stand for time limited goal. So keeping this things in mind, you have to learn the soft skill which is essential for the particular role or particular scenario in which you are behaving or you are dealing. So when you're awareness about your behavior, they help you to specific behavior कि मुझे इसमें चेंज करना है. इस हासिल करेंगे. So definitely it will help you to enhance your performance. And the benefits. Okay, my voice is not audible. Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You are audible.
Okay, thank you so much. So, what the benefits of the soft skills are not only limited to your professional field, but it will help you for your personal growth as well. So, I just told you that you have to, when we were discussing about the emotional skills, so emotional skills, you have to, for understanding your emotion, you have to be self aware. So you need to understand self. So उसके लिए आपने क्या करना है? You have to write down on a piece of paper what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So if you are able to, because what we are expert at, we try to point out the mistake of other people, the flaws of other person. So now, to become self-aware, what we have to do is you have to simply take a piece of paper and on that write down what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. And when you know your strength, try to make them stronger. What are your weaknesses? Then try to improve your weaknesses, work on your weaknesses. That will help you to, eliminate the unrequired things from your personality. So again, I'll here that reminds me one story. There was a very beautiful uh, idol of sculpture, you can say, which was made by a sculptor. It was a beautiful piece of a, a piece of, you can say, which was, hello, okay, my voice is breaking.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, so that was the beautiful piece of art which was made and all the people, and it was kept in an exhibition. So all the people who were coming and visiting that exhibition, they were appreciating what a beautiful piece, what a beautiful articraft. So the artist, he was very polite and humble. He said, yes, indeed it is a craft, but I have not done anything actually. Yes, what this piece, it was already there. I just removed the unwanted pieces from the rock, and from that, this beautiful piece emerged. So the point I want to convey is we all have that beautiful person, that expert person, that successful person within you. What is required is to remove the unwanted pieces from the personality. You already are successful, but there are certain things which are, sort of hindrance in making you or portraying you as a successful person. So you just need to work out to find out what are those flaws in your personality, and you have to remove that, work on that, and you will be definitely a very successful, a very positive person, a person which is admired by everyone. And that is the reason, why we are learning this soft skill. So today we will discuss few soft skills. I'll try to cover as many as possible. The first one, which I think is very, very important, is the effective communication. So effective communication is the one which is applicable or which is required in almost every field, every interaction with the people. Maybe it is, um, I think, just a minute, I can see the questions will take up little later. So the communication is the key which is going to open the door for success. The communication is the key, the effective communication is the key which is going to unlock the barriers, and you can have the good, healthy, professional relationship, workable relationship. Okay. Just a minute, let me take out this earphone.
Is it audible? Ashish, I'm
Uh,
getting the message. My voice is not audible. Am I audible now?
Ma'am,
Yes,
you were audible when you were like wearing earphones, and I would say that you should wear that. And the person, those who are getting the problem in the voice, is actually because of their network problem. So either they can go to the YouTube link which I am posting in the chat, or
Okay.
they can be
Is
here
it
only.
okay now or was it better earlier?
Now it's a little far,
It is little?
far.
Okay.
The earphone keeps your mic nearby your mouth. That's why. I guess that.
Earlier it was fine.
Okay.
Okay. Now we were talking about the communication. So communication, basically there are two types. The verbal, non-verbal. This basic part, fundamentals, you must have studied in your, academic studies, or you are all, I got to know that there are certain management students, legal students. So communication as a subject you must have studied. So what I'm going to talk to you about is communication as a soft skill. When you say it can be of two types, a positive communication and negative communication. Positive communication means what? Positive communication, it will tell the recipient what can be done in an appropriate way. It will suggest the alternatives and the choices which are available to the recipient. And the positive communication is the one which sounds helpful and encouraging rather than being sarcastic or criticizing. And it will emphasize the positive actions, and definitely out of the positive communication you can expect positive outcomes, positive consequence can be anticipated. And when we say negative communication, when we are talking to someone with the negative communication can affect your outcome badly. It will tell the recipient what cannot be done. You're focused only more on what cannot be done rather than having the focus, oh, this is the way it can be done. So that kind of communication, which will be, focused on what cannot be done, will be negative communication. It will be, it will have the words can't, won't, unable to. So that will be sending the message to a recipient that somebody, that you people are not able to do something. It will not project what you can do for them. You understand? So, so that is the difference between the positive communication and negative communication. So when we talk about the corporate communication, we make use of the basic skill that is verbal and non-verbal. So when you're talking the verbal communication, that means you're using the speaking, the words when you're using, it is not only your words which make the impact, but it's your body language, it's your voice quality, it's your intention, it's the manner, whether you're talking them direct or indirect, or then your sincerity has been reflected, your dress, your clothing, your styles, your visual, everything, your emotional content, your energy. There are so many factors which affect your communication process. So when you're talking, so you have to, communication is only not about talking. Effective communication means before speaking, you have to be a good listener as well. So when you are able to listen to other people, when you're able to listen to other person view, then you are able to, understand that person more effectively and respond to that person more effectively. You understand when you listen, you understand to know what is been expected out of this communication, what is been expected out of your own behavior. Many times when in a corporate culture, the boss A good boss will always, when they are discussing some problem, he will be the one who will be at the listening mode. He will be the listener first. A good boss. He will try to listen other person's views. What is the benefit of that? The other person, they feel participatory. Yes, we are also part of the decision making process. So communication is a two-way process. This we each one of us know. There is a sender and a receiver. But to make the communication happen positively is a skill. And you have to, put best of your efforts to improve your communication skills, because communication skills are required in your, in your friendship, in your family, in professional relationship, in your personal relationship, in business. So that is the fundamental skill which is required. So that is the reason we have started with communication skill. So communication skill, you have to work on so many factors. So if you see, there are certain barriers to communication also. The first comes language. Second is your language means the words. When you're talking, choose the words carefully. Many people, they feel if you are able to speak good English, that means you are a good communicator. No, it's a myth. Communication is a tool which helps you to convey the message. इसका इतना ही use है. So you should not be afraid, or you should not be feeling inferior if you don't know English language. That is never ever a barrier. See, that is an added advantage. I'm not denying, but that is not a barrier to make you successful. Keep that thing in your mind. अगर ऐसा होता तो कपिल शर्मा wouldn't have been successful. You have to convey, you have to able to convey your message effectively. That is the use of communication. Keep that thing in mind. If you feel you have to, there are certain situations where you have to use English as a language, work on that. But don't develop inferiority complex. Just now, there was one seminar which was Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce seminar. It was for entrepreneurs. Then there was one young entrepreneur. He was saying, "Ma'am, I know how to do business, but I feel very inferior when I had to speak in English." I said, where are you doing your business? I said, "Ma'am, I'm doing my business internationally." I said, when you're doing the business with Russian people, German people, do you think they're equally fluent? He says, no. But you accept their accent, accept the way they speak, they being a foreigner. So just think that you are also a foreigner to them, and English is not your national language. Your national language is Hindi. English is your business language. So you need not be grammatically correct. Minor mistake here and there, they are okay as long as you are able to convince them. You are able to convey the information about your product. So you have to always keep that thing in mind. But always it is better to sharpen your skills, to enhance your language proficiency. That will boost up your confidence. What I'm trying to tell you is you should not be, you should not be getting intimidated by what other persons are saying. Just now I get the message on the screen, ma'am. Other people judge us by the way we speak. दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा रोग है क्या कहेंगे लोग, और यही वो रोग है जो आपको आगे बढ़ने से रोकता है. When you are successful, everybody will be in full praise for you. Be sure of that. So जब तक आप When unless and until you prove yourself, people are going to criticize. But you have to remain focused. If this is my goal, this is what I want to achieve, and I'm going to succeed no matter what. I just came across one business person who is from a rural place, but he was able to do a very successful business with China. Now, I should not be taking name of China, isn't it? China has ruined his reputation, whatever. But he said, ma'am, once I went to him, then I said, they are interested knowing about the product. They're not looking at my language proficiency. So since that day, when I made up my mind, I know about my product, all the information required, so I need not be worried about the language. Okay. You always can hire a translator, but you should be knowing your job well. That is what is expected. Secondly, body language. Work on your body language. It is बहुत बहुत बताती है. So body language is a very important factor with important factor as far as communication is considered. I'm seeing the questions on my screen. I'll be answering each and every question. Don't worry. There is one question, at times you feel hesitant. Why should you feel hesitant? You can practice. Practice make man perfect. We will discuss the tools little later. Okay, how you can work on it. Okay. So when I was talking about the communication barriers, so it's my language, then comes body language, and then selective hearing. When you're not listening to the person properly, you miss out. Yes, Neelam, I'll give you time to ask the question little later. So what happens is, when you're not able to communicate with the person or your colleague, your subordinate, your bosses, your customer, then becomes the problem. So then what is the next problem? You make self assumption. I think this point will answer to all the questions I'm seeing on the screen. Self assumption means what? मैं इस तरह से बोलती हूँ तो people make fun of me. If I say this, then people will laugh at me. Why? You have to take yourself seriously. When you are serious about yourself, people will take seriously. Please keep this thing in mind. You have to be confident about yourself. You have to be, 100% sure about yourself. And don't make assumptions. We just keep on assuming, okay, this will happen. Nothing happens in reality. It's all imaginary. So always being present. It is always rightfully said. If you are stressed, then you are in past. The last time it had happened, I fumbled. I was not able to deliver the speech. So maybe this time also there is a possibility that I will also again fail. That means you are still in past. You are afraid. Last time I was a failure. That doesn't mean you should be failure this time also. If you're anxious, means you are in future. You're presuming, oh, this time also, if I'm not able to deliver my speech properly, then again the people in front of me, they are going to laugh. Whereas in reality, this thing has not happened. You're assuming. But why you're not able to think properly, think positively about yourself? Okay, I'm prepared. I know what I'm going to speak. So nobody is going to make fun of me. People are listening to me sincerely and seriously. So that will gradually come. And that is the reason we have to, uh, develop these soft skills. Soft skills are nothing about the people skills, how to deal with people. It's not only about working on yourself, but the soft skill, they include the techniques and the tools dealing effectively with other people also. and that gives you the confidence. And these skills are you will not find them any book, any curriculum. They you have to be observant, because soft skills required for every person are different. Means how he is going to use them is different depending upon his personal trait. If somebody is loud, he need to work on his voice. If somebody is introvert, so everybody has different requirement, and accordingly everybody has to do the improvement as per his personality. Okay. Then, so effective communication means, in a nutshell, it is a tactful conversation. What do you mean by tactful conversation? T stands for think before you speak. Always, whenever you're speaking something, think in your mind what I'm going to speak. You will be confident. When you're sure, see, when you're prepared for your exam, you're sure you feel confident. Yes, I know this chapter. Maybe four four lessons you must have omitted, but two chapters you have prepared very well, and you know you're very sure. Okay, I'm very well prepared. I know any question I can answer. So that time you don't think about what is not done by you. You focus on what is done by you, and that gives you confidence. So similarly, in a tactful conversation, think before you speak. Second, A, tactful. A stands for apologize quickly when you blunder. In spite of preparation, if you fumble or अगर गड़बड़ हो जाती है, be ready to apologize. Sorry is a very small word, so small word which sets everything right. Don't feel ashamed. You can immediately say sorry. Third, C is converse. Don't compete. Means what? You have to tactful conversation we are talking about. You have to converse. Means what? You have to, it's give and take. We are not competing. That you are not communicating to prove that yes, I'm right. It's not that. So the tactful conversation means you have to make other person also feel comfortable. Yes, I'm listening to you. I'm appreciate. We might our views might be different, but let us discuss. We can discuss peacefully. So that is the tactful conversation. ये अगर students है तो it is very effective for your dealing with your parents as well. Differences of opinion तो होते हैं, but you have to be tactful enough. So then the communication will not, the discussion will not turn into argument. So you have to, develop the art of, tactful conversing. Then T. T stands for time your comments. Where, what you have to speak, you have to see that. Keep it in mind. Again, if you have to appreciate someone, and if after that thing is done, and then you are appreciating after certain time, then it loses its intensity. If you want to correct, you have to suggest, speak out at the appropriate time. So you have to keep the time factor also in mind. Then F stands for tactful, we are talking about, right? F stands for focus on behavior, not personality. Don't get, intimidated by the personality. Whoever the person might be, from different culture, from different background, but focus on his behavior, his mannerism. Don't go by his looks and other factors which are not that important. Then U stands for uncover hidden feelings. If there is something, speak it out, vent out your emotion by using appropriate words. If you're not liking something, don't remain agitated inside. Speak out. Okay. Then L stands for feedback. So listen for feedback. Feedback is very, very important. Feedback will always help you to improve in your life. So communication, if you want to communicate effectively, if you want your communication should be a good communication, then in nutshell, I'll just tell you, keep in mind 4 C's. What are these 4 C's? They are applicable to corporate, in your student life, maybe your faculty, or whatever. Those 4 C's are: your communication should be clear. It should be, there should be clarity of the message. It should be complete. Make sure whatever you want to say, the other person, the other party has understood it completely. And then third C stands for courteous. Always keep it in mind that whenever you're speaking to someone, always try your level best to be courteous. And then fourth C is correct. Correct means see that whatever message you wanted to convey, it has to be conveyed in a proper manner. So the 4 C's of effective communications are, besides all this we are talking, we have spoken, that is, the communication has to be clear, it has to be complete, it should be courteous, and it should be correct one. Okay. Then uh, someone was asking me how to deal with the criticism. Be open to your criticism. Okay. See, there are various, many people say there are 7 C's, 4 C's, 3 C's. It depends upon the time. Communication is such a topic. I can go on speaking on this whole day. This is a separate session entire. Communication skill itself is a one workshop, one module. It is a 3 hour session, but we are trying to compress it. Okay, so that is the reason we are talking very, whatever is very important. Okay, so next is, you have to be, the abilities, what you say, body language. Clear, we already covered, Salma. So communication, yes, it is indeed a vast topic. There are whole books which are written on this, so you can understand how important it is. We cannot cover it along with other topics which we have to discuss in this limited number of time. Already it is, I can see the time, it's almost 3. If you give me time, if you can, Ashish, I will request you, we can extend it little further. Okay, so
Yes,
next
ma'am.
is,
I guess we can do it some more time,
yeah,
like 20 to 30 minutes, as you may feel
yeah.
comfortable.
Okay, thank you. So I'll go a little fast. So I was talking about body language. Body language is also very important. See, if you see, it is only 7% the words are effective. Means what you say has got only 7% importance. 38% is how you say it. Okay, and 55%, almost more than 50%, goes to your body language. When you're talking to person, you immediately come to know that person is not interested in what you're speaking. He's not interested in listening. Right? If you are see the leader's body language. The moment they enter, you feel giving respect to them. Many leaders, the body language of the leader or the boss is like that. They reflect a strong personality. So body language is a very important aspect of your communication skills. So body language comes under non-verbal communication. So you need to work on that also. So if you're not talking, you're walking as if you're tired, then what, even if you're saying, if I'm saying I'm very happy, but if I'm saying really I'm very happy, will you agree to me? No. If I'm saying I'm happy, I should look also very happy, isn't it? So your body language is very essential for making the communication effective. How you stand, how you walk, everything is very important. See, And then secondly, how you even your shoulders, how you stand, you have to stand straight, you don't have to shake your legs. Even this body language is in itself another one module. I take full day workshop on this body language, how to maintain your posture, how to speak, how to your tone, how to for the voice modulation. There are so many things we cover in the under this. How to maintain the how do you shake hands, how you maintain, how you greet, how are the basic etiquettes. So all these things we discuss, and it's also again a vast topic. So if you have to, I have to tell you, you have to be, your body language should be such that it should reflect your confidence. It should reflect you as a positive person, enthusiastic person. Only then you will be appreciated, you will be listened very effectively. You will be taken very seriously and sincerely. Because your body language will reflect your sincerity, your your character. So body language is also very very important. The way you speak, the way you look at people, all these things is very very important. Then you have to look relaxed, because what happens if you're tense, you exhibit, you reflect those kind of vibes, and unnecessarily you create that tense atmosphere. Just do this experiment in your house. Just sit quietly and don't speak to anybody in a good manner. Automatically your mom, your sister, your brother, they will feel that tension, something is wrong, and they also go into that cocoon. So if you want the atmosphere, the environment around you needs to be positive, you have to be cheerful. You have to be in a happy mood. And how you do it? By being in present, focusing your mind on present, being aware. When you come to see, you don't sulk immediately. It's a gradual process, right? So you need to cheer yourself up. You have to keep on spreading the positivity by being enthusiastic. Okay. And then dressing is also equally important. Always dress for the occasion. Your dressing, when you go to the corporate, your dressing is always taken very seriously, isn't it? I think we will not discuss this at length because we are running short of time, but always try to be decent, dress as per the occasion. And when you dress, just keep this in mind. Your first impression is very, very important. And you never get second chance to create a first impression. So you have to be very, very careful about what colors you are wearing, what clothes you are wearing, what shoes you are wearing, isn't it? So that always you have to pay attention. For boys, there's a simple tip. I think they all must be knowing that your shoe color and the color of your belt should be matching. If you're wearing brown belt, you should be brown shoes. If you're black shoes you're wearing, then your belt has to be black. These are the two. I'm giving you the quick tips. Maybe you know, but still I felt like sharing with this. Sharing. Then hair. From top to toe, you have to give importance. Your hair, your face, your clothes. You need not wear very branded, very heavy priced stuff, but it has to be clean, neatly ironed. That is what is required. And the color. Don't wear gaudy colors when you're going for an interview. Don't wear flashy ties when you're going for an interview. When you're meeting with your senior, talking to your seniors, never wear your sunglasses. It can be anybody. who is senior to you. As an unwritten rule, you should not be wearing with your goggles with your shades on your eyes. Okay, so you have to keep this thing in mind. Then comes the email etiquette. Okay, when we are talking about communication, right? So email is kind of written communication. जब भी आप email लिखते हो, there are certain email etiquettes you have to follow. Okay, so you have to keep it in mind. What is the purpose of writing my email? You can. There is a difference between email writing and a letter writing. So email, when you're writing, it has to be to the point. You cannot go on writing a very long email, isn't it? Nobody has time. So you have to reflect the professionalism, efficiency, and see that it is secure. When you're writing the emails in your office, please see to it that you know your internal policies. हर एक कॉर्पोरेट का अपना अलग पॉलिसीज होती है, अलग रूल्स होते हैं. You have to keep the response concise. Answer the questions which are asked in the original email, and try to use proper punctuation, proper grammar, and spelling. There are so many tools available. Spell check hai, grammar aap correct kar sakte ho, isn't it? So you have to make use of them and make the use of appropriate language, proper punctuation. It is automated process, so you need not worry on it. Then you have to see that ki unnecessary attachment you should avoid. Then when you are replying the trailing mails, a particular subject, when you are writing and answering back again, receiving the response, keep it in mind. For other subject, please start a fresh mail. Don't keep on, uh, writing and answering to the same mail. When you are replying back, just see that, be careful whether your reply you should mark reply to all or to a specific person. That is also very, very important. Then when you are writing, never use capital letters. Our email written in all capital letters is not welcomed. Then when you finish writing email, please read the message carefully. Okay, there should not be repetition. Whatever information is asked, it will take you 1 minute, but it will save you from mistakes, because once you send, it cannot be undone. Though Google has given a facility, you can delete the email immediately, but why? You can spend time in reading the mail before sending it. And when once you're convinced, okay, whatever information was required, I have written that, you can send it. And then please try to protect the confidential information. Then uh, and please avoid using unprofessional language when you are writing an email. It is a formal kind of writing, so try to be, try to avoid unprofessional language. Use proper opening, use proper closing, and then when you're not out of your office, then mark that auto respond facilities there. So please put it on. And then don't cross your limits. If your seniors are there, you have to always maintain the respect. Even if you know the person, please try to be respectful when you are, even if that person is very friendly, but when you're writing the email, always be respectful. So your language has to be always respectful. That is a thumb rule, whether it is spoken or written. So you have to work on these things. Then there are telephone etiquettes also, but if time permits, we will try to cover it little later. Then presentation skills also important. See that you use good colors, good visuals, and when you're talking, when you're making a presentation, just see to that you are not talking too much. It should be precise, to the point. And when you're, going through the slides, you must stop in between before you proceed to the next point and ask your colleagues or the subordinate if there are any questions or whether whatever you have told is clear to them. Okay. Then next soft skill I would like to tell you, talk about is the teamwork. Teamwork is very, very important because success of any project will largely depend upon the coordinated efforts of all your team members, and that will automatically cause the organizational success. So wherever you go, try to be a member of the team. For that, क्या करोगे आप? You have to see that you will not insult anybody. You will acknowledge other person's view. Maybe you're not, you disagree what they're saying, but there is a proper way to tell this. Don't try to belittle, don't try to make fun of anybody. If somebody had made the mistake, as a team member, you need to cover it and help that person, to correct that mistake. Because quite possible today he has committed mistake, someday there might be you will also commit a mistake. So you have to keep that point in your mind. You have to be always helpful to your team member. That will develop a bonding, a sense of belongingness, and everybody will be, willingly help you. So always keep it in mind that teamwork is very, very important for for success of individual as well as for an organization. If as an individual, if you are succeeding, you cannot, you cannot say that I only am able to succeed. No, there are so many factors which are helping you out to make you, succeed in your life. Then of course interpersonal skills are important, and then what time management is important. I'm just going to wind up this section in another 5 minutes. So I'm just telling you the points. You have to pay attention to time management as well as stress management, and also try to develop your leadership skills. So focus on your abilities, and lastly but not lastly but the not, you can always remember, if you want to be successful in life, there are 3 P's which are important. That is positive attitude, passion for work, and people skills. Work on them, and definitely success will be yours. So thank you so much. With this, I'm stopping here. I'm concluding my sessions. If there are any questions, you are most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Um, I I guess that there is a question from Dr. Pratima Lokhande, that what about individual appraisal in teamwork? So would you like to say something on that?
Yeah. So see, individual appraisal is important. Individual, everybody wants to be, praised. But as a team member, you have to acknowledge the team efforts also. You cannot be, you have to create a situation which will be win-win. You should not be, by your success, you should not be hurting other person's feeling. There should not be competition. You it's a combined effort. So individual, you need to, as an individual, if you have to grow, you have to take your team together. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, again.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
Vandana from YouTube Live is asking something you to deliberate on ice breaking points.
Okay. See, ice breaking is very, very important. Ashish, may I announce one program? we conduct a train the trainer program. And in that, it's a 5 days program. If you are interested to join, you can always contact Ashish. In that, we share ice breaking tips, we give audios, we provide videos, because that is a complete different, you can say, it helps. There are different tools which you can use it effectively for conducting a powerful session. Now, this was just a gist of whatever I could share with you today. Okay, so my contact number is 9990690 and my email ID is priya.sawant.delhi@gmail.com. So you can any doubt, any queries, if at all they are there, you can always mark a mail or you can call me. There is no problem. And again, the question was related to ice breaking. Ice breaking is very, very important. Ice breaking activity, if you do, that create a atmosphere of relaxation. Everybody is at peace. Everybody is feel relaxed and in a good mood, so that leads to a good session or good activity or good presentation. So ice breaking activities are always very, very important and essential. But since this is a webinar, at times it becomes difficult. Webinars and the face to face in conference room or in a classroom, the session impact and the effect is entirely different. So thank you, Ashish, once again. And I really thank Academic Bridge for giving me this opportunity. I really feel very privileged and fortunate enough to be with you all. And I wish each and every participant a
Thank
great
you, ma'am.
success in his life.
Ma'am,
His and
can
her
you
life.
please write
Uh,
your email ID and contact number in the chat box?
yes, sure, sure. It's written in the chat box. Please kindly see
Yeah,
to that.
my
And if you
contact
have to
number is
speak anything, please raise your hand and we'll take you up.
yeah,
So,
my contact number is
no-
990 690 353. An email ID, very simple. You just remember three words, Priya Sawant Delhi, put a dot in between. priya.sawant.delhi@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Any more
so
questions?
yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you. The people have benefited for sure. Um, One question is from the YouTube live here from Mr. AM, and he asked about prioritizing tasks when there are too many deadlines to meet.
Yes. If there are too many, see, prioritizing task is a very, very essential soft skill. Prioritizing tasks means what? You have to see the task which can be done on time. See, whenever a task is not given time, that becomes urgent. So you have to categorize in the tasks which are important, which are not so important, and which can be delegated to others. What we try to do is we want that we should do everything. No, because at times we trust our subordinates. If I don't know whether he will be able to do it or not, so you have to identify. Please mark a calendar. If these are my weekly tasks, this is my monthly task, this is my task for the day. Plus, in a day, you have to see that what is the task which needs my immediate attention, that I have to, do it. Then you have to see that when you are more energetic, you have to see your biological clock also. At times, there are certain people who feel I'm energetic in the morning time. So you have to, and it is always better if you plan your task one day prior. Then the time management is not a difficult thing. What do you mean by time management? You have to manage the time which you are wasting in so many unnecessary things. So you have to cut on your distractions and make full use of your time. Make use of so that that is a reminder what is to be done. See that you have the mobile, that's a very effective tool nowadays. And when you have to do a task, when you have to do when you have to do the time management, please see that which are the tasks which are consuming your time. So just delete it from your list. Thank you.
So thank you, ma'am, again. Our Rebecca Percy is there. I thank you personally because she says that, ma'am, you have actually followed all the soft skills. That's why you are such an interesting speaker. So thank you, Rebecca, for this nice comment. Another question asked on the YouTube live by Miss Kritika is there. She says that she wants to know about how to deal with the communication gap if we say anything in the good faith and the other person takes it otherwise.
Okay. So for that, you have to make use of a psychological tool that is called as transactional skills. Means what? Okay, at times, we there are always three phases in every person. One is adult, child, and parent. So at times when I'm in my adult phase, so I whatever I speak, it will be a mature conversation or mature communication. But suppose at that time the person who is listening to me is not in that adult stage, then there will be the gap will occur. That then that is a there is a possibility that communication gap will be there. So one thing is that. Secondly, you can again and again you can ask question whether whatever you have said is clear to that person or not. If you have a doubt that there will be a communication gap, so ensure that you have to whatever you communicate, the forces which I told you, that it should be clear and it should be short. When you're conveying a message, it should not be too long. You have to see that a person is able to grasp the message properly. He should be able to understand the message as per his capability. Because as a person, as a leader, or as a you can say, if you want to, you are conveying some message, you know whom you are conveying. So as per the person's capability, you have to reframe the message. Because if you are telling the message to your uh, to your colleague, it has to be different. If you're telling it to your boss, it will be very in a formal way. If you are telling some message to a class 4 employee, it will be different. So you have to take into mind, you have to take into consideration the capabilities of the person, and accordingly you have to see that there should not be the communication gap. And whatever you are conveying the message, it should be proper, clear, correct. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, again. There's a query from Riddhi, and she wants to like ask about the same communication skills thing. She says that whether there are any particular communication skills for the journalists.
For
Journalists.
Generalists, they are the most impactful people, and they are the people who are considered to be the communication expert. So see to it that my humble request to you, when you are into such profession, you have to see that you will not be careful that when you are, asking, or when you are interacting, be careful that it should not turn into argument, unless and until that is the motive behind the communication. But you have to be always polite. You have to be to the mark. Your question to be should be to the mark, appropriate, and it should be well researched. There should be proper research when you are talking about or writing about some subject or a person. Thank you.
Thank you again, ma'am. Now, there's another query, and I guess that most of us are from law schools. So there is another query is on any soft skills for lawyers. So I would like these should be considered only in the point basis because of the paucity of the time. But still, if you would be able to touch on the point soft skills for lawyer, that would be very grateful.
Yes, yes. Lawyers, again, You have to be, communication skills. They are the of very crucial importance to you. So you need to, understand the importance and sharpen the communication skills, because you have to, you have to use the proper body language so that you appear to be powerful and convincing. When you're making the argument, it should sound convincing and forceful. So your body language is of very much important when you are we are communicating. Of course, research you do, and then time management. Yes, you have to be, and you have to work upon. Then interpersonal skills, again, drafting, and eye for detailing is another soft skill you must develop. And you have to develop the habit of reading. That I think helps lawyer a lot, because you keep on reading a lot the cases, and you have to, be observant also. Be observant. Observe your role models, how they are filing up the judgments, or how they are, uh, doing the arguments, or how they are framing the casework. So that I think you have to work upon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. That is very, very helpful for the lawyer's perspective, I can tell, being myself a lawyer.
Thank
So,
you.
again, there are so many queries which we won't be able to take up because of the paucity of the time. Ma'am has spoken a lot, and this was a very exhaustive session. Very nice, wonderful, informative session by ma'am. Thank you again to ma'am. And thank you all participants to join us. It's already T20, and we have exceeded our limit as well. And it was an exhaustive session. So I would like to ask ma'am that how people can reach out to you once again, if you'd like to point out onto that. And what about your future webinars or plans or something, so that people can get to reach out to you for the, because there was one query about conducting a webinar session, and a few persons were asking whether you do it on the corporate basis, like your webinars and sessions. So if you would like to tell the audience that how they can reach out to you.
Sure.
Over to you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, Ashish. Thanks a lot. Uh, Webinars, we can say they are the blessings in disguise now in this C19 times. I'm really thankful that we are in the technological era. We are able to, communicate and conduct the webinar and keep the work going. So my contact details are the number which I shared, that is 9990690 It is my WhatsApp number as well. So you can reach out by this number. And my email ID, I told you, is priya.savant.delhi@gmail.com. So Priya Savant Delhi in between a dot, priya.savant.delhi@gmail.com. And yes, we do conduct various webinars on various topics. The soft skills which I mentioned, each and every soft skill is a full day module, and it is 3 hours or full day session we conduct in corporates, because what we discussed today, it was just what you say, it was just a superficial, just a introduction kind of things. But the sessions which we conduct in the corporate, it is full of activity, full of ice breaking activities, full of videos and audio visual aids which we use. So that becomes very effective and interesting. And I do conduct one train the trainer program. It is a 5 day training program, which is 3 hours per day. We have two batches, one morning and one evening, that is 10 to 1 and 4 to 7. So these batches are rolling batches, because per day we start with the new topic. So you will not miss out anything if you join in between. And in case you are interested, you are most welcome to join those batches. So, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you again. Ma'am, I guess now it is the time to conclude the webinar. Thank you very much for being with us and showing us the way path, and guiding us for the soft skills in the corporate success and our things. So there are so many hands up there. So if Dr. Rajkumar can speak up, like he's among us, and he is a faculty there at, I forgot, sorry. Can you hear us, Dr. Rajkumar ji? Okay, I guess he's not here. He has lowered the hand as well. No. Okay. So thank you very much, ma'am. I guess now it is the time to conclude the webinar. So as a vote of thank, I would like to formally again thank you, a very big thank you for coming up on our webinar session and guiding us for the soft skills and other ideas that how to like achieve success by using these small points, like small tips which we can use in our like daily life and the professional life to achieve the success. So thank you very much. The number and email address of the ma'am has been given in the chat already. And for any other like reach out to us, you can send us mail on academicbridge.in@gmail.com. It's in very simple English language, like ACADEMIC academicbridge.in@gmail.com. For the mobile number of ma'am is, I guess, 999 0690 353. And the email ID of ma'am is priya.sawant.delhi@gmail.com. It's PRYA Priya.SAWANT Sawant.DELHI Delhi@gmail.com. So do not hesitate to reach out to us or to ma'am for the feedback of the session. You have asked about the feedback of the sessions, like so many people ask here, but we don't have that yet. We would like to provide it into our website's page where the details of this session, the webinar session, was posted. But you can always reach out to us through mail IDs. Thank you, ma'am, again, and thank you all of you
Thank
for
you so
being
much,
with
and I
us.
wish all the best to each and everyone. So stay safe and stay happy. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Stay safe, all of you, during the COVID, and wait for and the information about our next webinar on the academicbridge.in. So do not forget to follow us on the Academic Bridge. Thank you.